Hello, my name is Jesse Williams, and I am the creator of the Digital Time Capsule Web3 application built entirely on the Internet Computer Protocol. What I have for you all today is a demonstration of what I have so far um, in the application. And so without further ado, I will share my screen. I'll share my screen, and here we are. So first things first, when you navigate to the URL, this is what you'll be greeted with. This is a login screen. You can't advance further into the application without logging in. You'll either have to log in using your internet identity, or you can log in using your Stoic identity. If you scroll down, you'll notice kind of some blurbs that show some of the features that kind of detail some of the features that the application does, and then a little bit of informative content behind the application. So I won't spend time reading through that, but yeah. So now let's log in. So I'm going to log in using the Stoic identity. I'm logging in using an identity that does not have current permission to create an account on this application. So first I'll show you what you see. So now I'm logging in, the screen is loading. Again, this account doesn't have permission to use the app. And so what's happening in the background is it's checking to see if it has permission to use the app. If it does, then it's going to create an account for this person. If it doesn't, then what it's going to do is show you this screen where it informs you that you don't have permission. It informs you that only the owner of this application may grant you permission. And then it also informs you that if you are the owner attempting to log in for the first time, you must click register as owner button found on the login page. So you don't have permission. What you have to do is request approval. And so I press that button and request sent. Log in again after you've received approval. And so that demonstration is what you see from the perspective of someone who does not yet have approval in this application. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the login. I'm going to log in using the Stoic identity of the owner of the application. And so first things first, I have to navigate to another screen, to another window where I assume the identity of the owner of the application. Okay, so now I'm logged in with the Stoic identity that owns this application. As you can see, this is the NFT representing this copy of the application. And this NFT is held within this Stoic wallet. And so when I log in, when I go to log in using the Stoic identity, what's going to happen is it's going to log me in. I shouldn't have any problems logging in at this point. And so there we go. This is the dashboard page. So this is the page that gives you information and details relevant to this instance of the digital time capsule. So it tells you the front end canister ID. It tells you the back end canister ID. It tells you the cycles burn rate per day. This is currently not correct. That's a bug that I have to fix, but it tells you the cycles balance. This is correct. So this is the cycles balance. For some reason, the cycles burn rate per day is showing up as the cycles balance is showing up as the cycles burn rate per day, which is where the bug exists, but I'll fix that soon enough. It shows you the canister owner and it gives you the NFT ID. So if I navigate again over here, I'll go to this and I can see that this NFT has the ID number 1. Also, if I navigate and click on this NFT, I'll see that this down here, this URL, this is the URL for the instance of the application that we are viewing at this moment. So, Every NFT that you receive is going to have its own unique URL that you navigate to with its own unique front end user interface and its own unique back end or server. So, and now logging back in, looking at the dashboard from the perspective. So I'm logged in with this account, the account that owns this copy. So that owns this copy of the Digital Time Capsule. And what I see is a list of principals requesting approval. So this is the principal that I just attempted to log in before. So I can either approve or deny this principal. What I'm going to do is I'm going to approve them. Once you approve them, it's going to load. Right now, it's actually sending all this information to the back end, letting the server know to update your that principal's approval status. And so now that principal is no longer in this list of principals requesting approval. And now it's actually in the user principals list. So this is the list of users who have approval. Now, again, this is the perspective. I'm logged in from the owner. I'm logged in using the principal that owns this application. So I have access to that, that feature that allows me to press or reject approval. That feature that allows me to approve or reject approval. Here I can also revoke approval, any previously given approval. I can actually revoke it too. So I just click the button to revoke that approval. And now you'll see not approved to post content. But I'll give that one approval once again so that I can log in again and show you all what it looks like. So at present, the dashboard is the only place that looks different depending upon whether you are the owner or not the owner of the NFT. So if you're not the owner, you won't see this list here. You will see the user principals list. You won't have the option to press these buttons and reject or approve anyone. So this button allows users, so the activate support mode button, this allows users to give myself canister control over your front end and back end, so that if you all ever needed to have your application serviced by me, if there's ever a bug or if there's ever a mistake or anything like that you need serviced, you'd be able to press this button to activate support mode, which will allow me to service your canisters. If you are not receiving service from me, then you are recommended to leave your application out of support mode. That way, only you, the owner of the NFT, actually has canister control. So once it's out of support mode, my principals will not be able to make any updates. Nobody can control that outside of you, outside of the owner of the NFT. So this allows you to receive requests. So just like how when I logged in using the other principal that wasn't the owner and that hadn't received approval to access the application, when I logged in using that principal, I requested approval using that principal, and then I logged in as the owner, and that request appeared here. If you, as the owner, don't want to receive any request at all, this is a way to keep people from spamming. And so you don't want some spam bot to request approval from a million principals, and now you got to manage that, from your dashboard. You don't want that to be a possibility. And so that's the reason for having this switch that allows you to receive requests or not. So if right now I have it where I am receiving requests, anybody who logs in who doesn't yet have approval, they can request approval and that request will show up here. If I chose, and that request will show up here, and then from there, I choose whether or not I want to approve or reject them. If I switch this off so that I wasn't receiving requests, anybody who pressed that request approval button, it'll throw them an error message letting them know that the owner is not receiving requests at the moment. And so That's what those buttons do. This button allows you to register as the new owner. So let's say you're somebody who already had approval, but you weren't the owner. And now the owner passes you the NFT. They send the NFT to your wallet, and now you are the owner and you want owner controls. Then what you can do from there is you would log into your account, the one that already has approval. And what you would do is press register as new owner. And so when you press this button, what it's going to do is it's going to check who the owner of the NFT is. If your principal is the owner of the NFT, then it's going to successfully update you as the owner of this app. And then from there, you will have access to these owner controls like the reject and accept approval buttons and like these switches. You'll have the ability as the owner to activate support mode or deactivate support mode or receive requests or not receive requests. At the moment, I have the roadmap here. This is going to go onto the login page so that people can see it without having to log in. People will be able to see the roadmap. So this is here now, but it won't be here by the time this goes to market. And so this is the dashboard. So this is the page that we're at. There are other pages. Now I'm going to navigate to the wallet page. So on the wallet page, you'll have your balance. Right now, there's nothing in here. You'll also have your wallet address where you can hit copy and you're able to copy that to your clipboard. And then all of your actually, let me refresh this. All of your transactions are going to pop up at the bottom. So if I were logged in on an account that actually had some transactions, which I do have an account that does have some transactions, I can show you all that eventually. But if I were logged in on an account that actually had some transactions, all of those transactions will show up below. And so that's the extent of your of really the wallet tab. That's the extent at the moment. This QR code is going to if anybody who scans this, anybody who scans the QR code, what's going to happen is it'll automatically populate the wallet address feature. So if you press send, you get the option to input your recipient address, or you can just press scan QR code, where you'd be able to just scan that QR that I just showed you, or the QR associated with any wallet address. You'd be able to scan that, and then what would happen is it will populate the recipient address field. Then you enter your amount, you press summary, and what summary is going to do is give you a quick summary and tell you what the total is that you're about to send, and then you would finally press send if I had input any recipient there. So that's pretty much the wallet page for now, at least. And then journal. So this is what your journal looks like. At the moment, there's just this symbol here, but what's gonna go here is a cover photo. So you'll be able to put in a cover photo that you'll be able to use to kind of like represent whatever cover photo you choose to represent your journal. And so you'll also moving over here, this field tells who the journal belongs to. This field tells you that person's date of birth. This field tells you, this is where you put in your place of birth. This is where you write your dedication. So who you want to dedicate this journal to, if you have kids, if you have descendants, if offspring, or if you have siblings or parents, or a community that you want to dedicate your journal to, you can do that here. Here is a preface. So if you want to preface your journal, because ideally this journal is going to be this journal is going to span a pretty large portion of your life. And so if you want to preface your journal, so kind of like make a coherent writing, so a single coherent writing, and it could be as long as you want, one coherent writing, so that you can kind of set the tone for all the people viewing and reading this journal after you, so that you can send them whatever coherent message you want to send them, kind of let them know what they're about to see in a journal, or anchor their viewpoint in one form or fashion or another. You can do that here. So my preface is still empty. This is something that I don't, I won't be writing it lightly. This is something that, I want to take some time, think about, and add to over the years. So I may add to my preface maybe once a year, to be honest. I may edit it or alter it or something like that. And so I haven't gotten around to doing it because I just haven't yet, but I will. And then over here is each page of your journal. So each one of these is a page in my journal. Um, you can see the date that it was written. So this one was written September 22nd of 2022. You can see the date that it was made available. So this one was made available September 22nd, 2022. So it was never time capsuled. It was never locked. But this one, on the other hand, this one was written October 17th, 2022, and it was time capsuled for exactly 1 month. At the date, so the date right now, at the time of recording this video, is November 2nd. So November 17th hasn't arrived yet, which is why this is still locked. This won't be available until it's unlocked, until the day of November 17th. And so yeah, each one of these is a page. And now what I'm going to do is open the page of the journal. So this is what a page looks like when you open it. Right now, all of these fields are deactivated because this journal has already been submitted. So right now, these fields, you can't touch them because you've already submitted this journal. But the fields are the date that you entered, so the date that you submitted this entry, the location where you were when you submitted the entry, and then the entry itself, which at present doesn't have any character limits or anything like that. You could just keep writing for as long as you choose. And then your pictures. So these are the two pictures. These are just stock pictures that I have just to test and make sure that the photo display and storage was functioning properly. But so you could use any pictures you choose, but these are the pictures that I saved when I submitted this journal. Now what I'm going to do is show you a brand new time capsule. So if I wanted to create a new journal, right? So I'm going to click create new entry. And then now these buttons aren't deactivated and I can actually use them. So time capsule, if I want to time capsule this, meaning if I want to lock it for any for any period of time, I would press this. Otherwise, if I don't want to lock it, if I want, as soon as I submit this for it to be available, then I could do that too. But let's say for the sake of just displaying everything, I'll show you what it looks like unlocked, and then I'll give you another example of what happens when you lock it. So let's submit this. So today is November 2nd, 2022, and I just used the date picker to select that. I am currently in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And so I'll put my location there. And then I'll put the actual entry. So this is a test to demonstrate what the digital time capsule does. So I have that, and then let's upload some pictures. So I'll go ahead and upload some pictures. So right now it's sending those pictures to the back end, to the server. And after it's done loading, it's gonna display. So right now it's letting you know that it's loading. While it's loading, this submit button, you can't press it. Once it's done loading in, you can actually press the submit button. So now I can press the submit button. But what I want to show is what happens if I try to exit without submitting. So if I exit without submitting, what's going to happen is it's going to prompt me to either submit it or not. So I'm going to go with I'm going to go with yes. Yes, submit this. So, or I could have submitted it just by pressing that submit button. So yes, I want to submit it. Right now it's submitting that entry. And then once it's done, it's going to give us feedback to let us know, hey, that entry has been submitted. And so submit successful. We got the feedback, and now I can go here, and this entry that I have, I can open it up, and now I can actually view it. And so this is what I typed in. This is a test to demonstrate what the digital time capsule does. And then these are the images that I just submitted. Fun fact, this image was my first day of grad school at University of Illinois. This was around Christmas 2020. I was in the desert in Arizona riding four-wheelers. So, but that is pretty much everything that the digital time capsule does. So let's check the notifications tab though. Notifications is gonna so this is empty because I don't have any recently unlocked time capsules. So when these unlock, when this one unlocks, it's gonna pop up in the notification center and say, hey, you got a new time capsule that unlocked, and it's gonna basically to let me know to check it out, that I got something newly unlocked. Oh, I had one more thing to show. I had to show you all what happens when I do time capsule something. So when I do time capsule it, the least amount of time you can time capsule entry is for 1 month. So notice that I can't pick Tuesday, December 1st, because that's 29 or 30 days rather, not 1 month, but 30 days. I can't pick Tuesday, December 1st, or I'm sorry, Thursday, December 1st, because that's 29 days from today. So I have to, so the earliest that I can have this unlock, so the earliest unlock date I can pick is Friday, December 2nd. And so I'll put my location again, and then I'll put an entry there. And then this time I'll submit using this submit button. All right. So I press submit, and what it is doing is submitting, it's submitting the application. I mean, the entry. It let me know that the submit was successful. And so now I'm here. I go back, and now I see this entry here, but it's not available until December 2nd, 2022. So it is locked. I can't access it. So it's kind of like a note to self. 1 month from now, I'll get a notification. I'll see that I submitted something that I can now revisit. And so that's the journal capabilities of the application so far. If I wanted to save videos, I could save videos as well. Right now, it limits the length of the video to 1 minute. So videos can be saved for that. Videos that are a maximum length of 1 minute can be saved. Anything longer than 1 minute, you have to trim it down. Dashboard, I already showed. And the account page is the last one. I wonder why this just did this. So I think that's a bug that I'll have to fix. But the account page, when you click on account, this page is just a page used to put. So at present, I don't use username or email for anything. But in the future, I plan on having it where you can receive automated not voicemails, emails when a journal entry becomes unlocked, or when I introduce group journals, when someone, someone else in the group posts to the group journal, it'll send an email notification to whatever email you have here. And then usernames will be used so that people can identify each other in a human readable way, as opposed to looking at principal numbers. So like when group time capsules and stuff come into play, you don't want to be responding to principal number AX9 dash, you want to respond to something human readable. And so that's what the usernames will be for. So that's the account tab. I showed the dashboard first. I've showed notifications. I showed you journal, what the journal capabilities are. and then I showed you what the wallet looks like. And so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna log out. So remember, this dashboard is what you see as the owner of the app. Everybody is going to see the dashboard, but not everybody sees everything. So not everybody is going to see these buttons because not everybody can use them. Not everybody is authorized, only the owner. Not everybody is going to see every single thing. So I'll log out and show you what the view looks like from the perspective of someone who is just a regular user logging in. So I'm logging in from an account that was previously given permission. And so logging in using my internet identity. It's been authenticated. Now it is loading my data. And now I can see the dashboard. Now, keep in mind, I'm not the owner. I can see who's approved. I can see which principals are approved, but there is no way to revoke their approval or reinstate their approval from this person. I can see, I also can't see the users requesting approval. I also can't see the switches that toggle support mode and the switch that toggles whether or not the owner wants to receive requests. So that functionality is exclusive to the owner of the application. What is here is the register as new owner button. So remember I said if the owner gave this, so this login, the principal that logged in, if this principal previously wasn't the owner but had permission, but is now the owner, so the owner sent the NFT to this principal's wallet, then what this person will have to do in order to gain access to those owner capabilities, those owner features, is press that register as owner button. And when you do that, fail to update, only the owner of the corresponding NFT may perform this action. So what I just did that yielded that message was I pressed this button. I tried to register as the new owner, but my principal that I'm logged into doesn't actually own the NFT, the utility NFT. And so as a result, when I register as the new owner from this principal who is not the new owner, I get that error message. So I just clicked it again just for redundancy's sake, I guess. And so yeah, you get that message. So fail to update, only the owner of the corresponding NFT may perform this action. So that's the digital time capsule at present. In the future, I plan on adding all those capabilities that I've previously communicated to you all. But at the time of release, this will pretty much be what the digital time capsule looks like, with the exception of those bug fixes that I mentioned. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the demonstration. I hope it was informative. If you have any questions, please don't feel free. I'm sorry. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me regarding any of those questions. And hope you all have a nice holiday season. Peace.